Okay, so if in general I will ask you how supply curve look like, so you will just simply give me the thing that ma'am supply curve look like this. Like for example, this is your this, and this is somewhere the supply curve goes like this upward. Okay, this one. And in general, but you have two slopes. Let's just discuss what. So what is this? Hashtag supply curve and its slope. So see, first it can be straight line curve, right? What does it mean? It means that change in quantity supplied due to change in price of the good are in the same direction. Like for example, this is price and this is quantity supply. So if, for example, price was 10 and the quantity supply was 20, right? Now the price is 20 and the quantity supply is 30. So you can see the difference is 10 and the difference is 10. So they are in same proportion. So your supply curve will go like this. Okay. So your supply curve will look like this. But the second is curved line or hyperbola. Your supply curve can look like this as well. In what situation? It means that the change in quantity supplied due to change in price of a good are not in same direction and same proportion. So for example, this is price, this is quantity supplied. So if price is 10 and quantity supply is 20, right? So now price increased to 20, but the quantity supply is 80. So you can see though they are increasing, right? But the difference is different, right? So that means in that case, your this supply curve won't be straight. It will be little bit curved, which is known as curved line or hyperbola. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what you will write? You will write this hashtag supply curve and its slope. Okay. And then you will write first straight line curve. Okay. And over here you will write it means that the change in quantity supply due to this, and you will draw a simple diagram like this. Okay. Like draw with your hands only, like just draw it like this so that you will get an idea. Just write this is price and this is QS, quantity supply. This is Y-axis, this is X good, Y good. Similarly, you will write second, right? It is curved line or the hyperbola, then the definition, and you will make it like this. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So first write this hashtag supply curve, hashtag supply curve, and then straight line, draw this, and after that, I'll scroll it down for the next.
Ma'am, done. Ma'am, finish.
Okay. Now coming to the next topic, which is this. What are basically the relationship or the factors that affect the supply? So one by one, we will go through this slides, and after that, I'll show you the notes. Okay, not notes. I'll just tell you from where you have to make notes. So first of all, these are basically the factors. Over here, we were discussing about the factors when we were doing law of supply, right? These are basically the factors. So one by one, we'll just look at this factor. Price you already know, but other factor, let's just see. So first one is price of commodity, right? The second factor is technological change. The third factor is input price change or price of inputs. Next one is change in exercise tax rate. Next is change in price of related good. And the next is change in number of firms and competition. Okay. So let's just see one by one how does it work. So first of all, you should remember one thing. This is very important, supply function. So ma'am, what is supply function? Very easy definition. Supply function basically explain you the functional relationship between supply of a commodity and the factor affecting supply. Clear? So what is a functional relationship? Supply function, basically it is a functional relationship between whom? Between supply of a commodity and the factor affecting the supply. Okay. So let's just see what are the factors that are affecting supply, or you can say these are the determinants of supply. So first is price of a commodity, right? So other thing being constant, you know, there is a direct relationship between price of a price and quantity supply of the same commodity. That means if price will increase, supply must also increase, and VV means vice versa. If price will fall down, supply will also fall down. Now coming to second, which is technological change. Okay, so ma'am, what is this technological change? Technological change can be of two types, right? One is you are using latest technology and one is you are using outdated technology. Okay, so listen to it very carefully, students. When you are using the latest technology, right, of course it will be an improvement, and if you are using the outdated technology, that is deteriorated, right? It is not a good thing. So for example, over here you have this technology and this technology, right? With this technology you can produce 5 chocolates in a day, and with this technology you can produce 10 chocolates in a day, right? So over here what you will be doing, you will be hiring the people, right, who will be working for you, right? So over here, like, you have per day you have to pay 1 rupees to every labor. So what you are doing, for example, you have to produce 20 chocolates, right? With this machine it will take 4 days, right? But with this machine in 2 days only you can produce 20 chocolates, right? So what is happening, the marginal cost with the latest technology, your marginal cost is low, right? In 2 days only you can produce so many chocolates, 20 chocolates. But with outdated technology, your MC is basically the marginal cost. Marginal cost is more, right? You have to pay for labors for 4 days because it will take 4 days to produce 20 chocolates, right? So because of this, there is more production. In one day you can produce more, but here there is less production. So because of this, your quantity supply will increase, and because of this, your quantity supply will fall. So therefore, there is a direct relationship between technological change. That is, if you are using the improved technology, then your quantity supply will also increase. If you are using deteriorated technology, your quantity supply will also fall. Getting the point, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Now, coming to the third factor, which is input price change. Input is, for example, you are producing a chocolate, right? For that chocolate, you need sugar, right? So, see, if the price of sugar are increasing, earlier the sugar was for 10 rupees, now it is for 20 rupees. So, you will produce less. Your quantity supply will be less because sugar is costly, so you cannot produce so many chocolates, right? So, if your price of input increases, right? So, your marginal cost also increases, and there is less production and quantity supply falls. If price of input decreases, for example, if earlier the sugar was for 10 rupees, now it is for 5 rupees, right? So your marginal cost is falling and you will produce more and your quantity supply will rise. So there is an indirect relationship between input price and quantity supply. If price of input increases, quantity supply falls. If price of input falls, quantity supply increases. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to next one, government policy. So government basically give policies in two terms. One is tax and one is subsidy. Tax is, for example, this product is for 10 rupees. If I will add tax for 5 rupees, it is for 15 rupees, right? And subsidy is basically S is for subsidy and S is for subtraction. Okay. So subsidy, for example, the product is for 10 rupees. I gave the subsidy of 5 rupees. So now at 5 rupees only you can purchase this subsidy, right? So when government policy can be, government can either put tax or can produce and or can do subsidy part. So when there is a taxation, MC increases, marginal cost increases, and less production is there and quantity supply falls. And coming to subsidies, when subsidies for subsidies, marginal cost falls, more production is there and quantity supply increases. Clear? So there is indirect relationship between taxation, quantity supply, and there is a direct relationship between subsidy and quantity supply. So remember one thing very important. Government policies can be two types, taxation and subsidies, right? So if government will put more and more tax, right? So you will produce less because you have to pay a lot of tax to the government, right? But if government will be providing you things on subsidy, for example, sugar, government is providing you sugar at 10 rupees now. So what you will do, you will produce more. But if government will reduce the subsidy, you will produce less. So with taxation, there is a indirect relationship. If you will increase tax, I will supply less. You will decrease tax, I will supply more. But with subsidies, there is a direct relationship. If you will increase the subsidy, I will increase my supply. If you will decrease the subsidy, I will decrease my supply. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now coming to next is change in price of other goods. Okay, ma'am, what is this basically? So there are two types of good. One is your supplementary good and one is your complementary good. Now let's just understand first what is supplementary and what is complementary. Supplementary is, what happens basically. For example, your maths teacher is absent today, right? In place of that, your English teacher will take your class, right? You say substitution is for English teacher in your schools, right? So substitution means in place of your maths teacher, she will come and she will teach you for today because your maths teacher is absent, right? So that is supplement. But complementary is basically all together, right? If you purchase duster, that if you purchase chalk, maybe the blackboard, you will also purchase the chalk. But if you have whiteboard, you will purchase the marker. Similarly, the pencil with eraser, right? They both are, you can say, complementary. Complementary means they will combination. You will be, working, or you will be using them together. Okay. So now let's just see change in price of other goods. So there are two types of goods. One is price of supplementary good and one is price of complementary good, right? So if price of complementary good increases, right? So supply of your supplementary good increase. See, this is C is for coffee and T is for tea. Okay. So see, if price of coffee and tea, they are basically the supplementary good. Like if you don't like coffee, you can go for tea. If you don't like tea, you can go for coffee, like this, right? So if prices of coffee increases, right? So what you will do? You will produce more coffee, right? Because you are a supplier. So you will produce more coffee and you will produce less tea, right? So if price of coffee increases, the supply of your other good, who is supplement of that falls. Clear? So there is an indirect relationship between supplementary good and supply. You got this point, students? No? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay, good. Now coming to complementary good. Complementary good is like, for example, car and petrol, right? If there are more and more number of cars, more and more petrol will be selling out, right? So if price of car increases, right? So what will happen? The supply of petrol will also increase, right? Because prices are increasing, you are producing more and more. So that's why supply of petrol will also increase. So there is a direct relationship between complementary good and supply. Now coming to this, over here, market, this sixth function, you can say, is basically not for individual supply. It is for market supply. Why? Because we are talking about number of firms and the competition. So number of firms are not one firm, one plus one, so many firms. So change in number of firms. So if there are more number of firms, increase in number of firms, so quantity supply will increase. If there is decrease in number of firms, quantity supply will fall. So there is a direct relationship between number of firms and supply. Clear? Got the point?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Okay. So these are basically the determinants. So now, first of all, what you will do, you will write all this. Okay, and after that, I will help you people to draw the master table for this. Okay. So first you will write this, then the master table is there. That master table is basically for your revision.
Okay.
Okay, so you can, first of all, you will write supply function, then the supply function. This is explain this. Then factor affecting, first factor, second factor, third factor. Accordingly, you can make it down, because instead of writing a theory, it's very easy for you to remember. See, when they are asking you, when technology changes, what happens? So you cannot write like this, right? But if they are like for revision, it's easy for you. So right now we are not copying and paste from book, right? So these are our own notes. So instead of writing MC, you can write marginal cost, but write it like this because it will be easy for you to recall, right? Revision time, it will be helping you. So you can make your notes in short way. So just write supply function and the factor affecting supply or determinants of supply.
I'm done. I'm finished. I'm completed. Yes, ma'am. Done. Yes, ma'am. Done. Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay. Now you people will be making the master table. Okay. This is your master table basically, right? You have all the factors over here. This is a revision table. Factors are labeled, relation is written, and between is written. Like the price, then change in technology, change in input, everything is written over here. So this is the master table. Okay, so you will quickly draw this table. Just make it draw it like this that you have to write 6. Okay, so these are the 6 row, you can say, and 3 columns. So you can, I'll scroll it down, just write 3 first, and after that I'll scroll for the next 3. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you scroll down? Yes, ma'am, completed.
Okay. Now let's just do the next thing, which is basically the differentiation between change in quantity supply and change in supply. See, everything is same over here, only a little difference. Okay, so let's just check what is this. So first of all, I already told you a quantity supply means when your change will be due to price, that is known as quantity supply, and when your change is like change in supply is due to factors other than price, then it will be called as change in supply. So see, when there is a change in supply of a commodity due to change in price of its own commodity and other thing being constant, it is known as change in quantity supply. And when there is a change in supply of a commodity due to change in factor other than price of a commodity, it is known as change in supply. These are the factors basically. You can see over here the bar is on other factors but not on price. Over here the bar is on price and not on other factor because it is basically due to change in like factors other than price. See, whenever for example your because of price is increasing and because of this what happened, your supply also increased, right? So at that time your supply is increasing due to price, so you will not say that ma'am it is increase in price. What you will say, you will say ma'am it is an expansion in supply. Okay, and if it is coming down or it is falling, then you will say that it is contraction in supply. Okay, so see, when supply of a commodity rises due to rise in price of its own commodity, other things being constant, it is known as expansion in supply. And when supply of a commodity falls due to fall in price of its own commodity, other things being constant, it is known as contraction. But if your supply is increasing or decreasing due to factors other than price, then you will say ma'am it is increase in supply and decrease in supply. But if it is due to price, you will not say increase in supply. If you will say increase in supply, it is totally wrong, right? You have to say it is expanding or it is contracting. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so first you will write this, then I'll explain you the other points. You will write hashtag differentiate between change in quantity supply and change in supply. First point, second point, third point, then we'll do the fourth point. So whenever if I'll say there is an expansion in supply, quickly understand that over here what is the factor? Price is the factor, right? But if I'll say the supply increase, quickly understand that price is not a factor, but anything other can be the factor. Clear?
Yes, ma'am. Clear. I'm completed.